All right, guys, another great question from Facebook. Guys, in the comments, I love these questions. Please keep them coming. We're getting some great ones. This one is, how do you know if you're applying to the right funding for your business? Okay, kind of a loaded question. Guys, Seek Capital, we do funding. So I'm not going to try and promote what we do too much, obviously maybe a little bit, but I will talk a little bit abstract. So I'm going to start with, okay, how do you find the right funding for you?
Right, because there are different funding sources. There are SBA loans, there's equipment financing, there's merchant cash advance, there's term loans, there's credit card based funding, there's angel investors. So how do you know what's right for you? So one of the best things you can do, guys, honestly, is actually look into and speak to other people who run a similar business to you. So for example, if you're a truck driver, who are you going to speak to? Other truck drivers. Guys, find out. It doesn't mean that everything they say should be taken as the gospel, because it's not, right? But you're going to crowdsource a lot of great ideas. So if you speak to 5 truck drivers and they go, hey, I got equipment financing through this company, the rates are pretty good. I use this company, and they all kind of tell you the same thing, maybe they're onto something. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, okay? So sometimes speaking to the people in your industry, what did they do? And don't just look on an article, right? Or, a blog post. Go and speak to real people. If you're in e-commerce, go and speak to other Amazon sellers, go to events, okay? Jump on online forums, go speak to real people, because sometimes blog posts and articles, they're good, don't get me wrong, but sometimes they're just a little too generic. If you want to speak to real people, get real answers. The other thing you want to do is you want to understand, what do you need the money for? So I use that example of equipment financing. Hey, if you're a restaurant and you're buying some commercial equipment, like, hey, you need a new pizza oven, right? Or you're a truck driver, or you're manufacturing. Hey, equipment financing is what you need, right? I use that term, equipment financing, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to buy equipment, right? So yes, there are options for equipment financing. There are companies that specialize in this. Perfect, okay? If you're a franchise, and let's say you're a restaurant and you want franchise-based funding, there are certain companies that specialize in franchises. There are certain SBA loans, actually, that are dedicated for franchises. Now, the downside to SBA loans, higher terms, so longer terms, so you get it for like 7 years, 10 years, etc. The rates are pretty damn good, to be honest, but there's a lot of hoops that you need to jump through, because they're not just lending money very easily, right? Now, also, one of the things that the SBA does is they're not just going to give you a blank check and go, okay, do whatever you want. You actually need to have a very detailed business plan and showing every single expense. So when they cut a check, they actually don't give you the money. They cut the check to the vendor. So let's say you need to buy some furniture for the restaurant, right? You're a fast food restaurant, right? They don't give you the money, let's say $50,000, $20,000, and you go and buy furniture. No, you have to submit an invoice from the vendor to the lender, and they will write the check out directly to the equipment provider. So you're not even touching the money. You're the middleman in that exchange, but you're never receiving the money. So if that works for your business, great. If you're like, hey, I got a whole bunch, I'm in construction, I'm gonna have to pay these guys cash, I'm gonna give this guy a check, gonna go to Lowe's, I need some money over there, Home Depot, whatever it is. Hey, that SBA loan is probably not the right one for you. That's where something which is unsecured. So if you're in business for some time, hey, a term loan may be good. A merchant cash advance could be a little bit on the pricier side, but very fast turnaround, so that's good, right? And no restrictions on how you use that money, right? We here at Seek Capital, we do 0% credit cards. So you get those funds and you can use them however you please. You don't need to submit an invoice. So if you want to go to Lowe's or whomever, hey, that's up to you. So that's going to be a good one. So guys, when you're choosing the right funding source for your business, right, you've got to understand what your actual real needs are. Also, there may be a situation where one funding source is not going to do everything for you. You may need more than one. So let's say, hey, you're a truck driver, you're buying a new truck and you need money for insurance. Okay, pretty standard thing. Truck driving insurance is pretty expensive for good reason, right? So equipment financing may be perfect to purchase the truck, and then 0% credit cards may be perfect for purchasing your insurance. So guys, understand that you don't have to be restricted to one channel. You can do 1, 2, even 3 or 4. Why not, right? You may get an SBA loan for some stuff, equipment financing for some other stuff, and 0% credit cards for your working capital. Guys, understand what you need, speak to other people, find the solution that's right for you. Okay, have a great day.